Well, good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. Wow, it has been a morning. I'm Erin Harrigan, your Hustle with Heart coach and your Healthy Living coach with Arbonne. And it has been a little bit of a morning between my business consulting and helping my Arbonne clients get ready for their clean eating challenge starting on Monday. Woo! Here I am finally at 10:27. Okay. So first of all, I want to give a warm welcome to everyone that's recently joined our Success God's Way community. You know, the whole point of our daily dose is to bridge faith and business. And I've been coming at you for it's coming up on 2 months. On Saturday, it'll be 2 months that I've been coming to you live every single day. And I've gotten such amazing feedback, and I'm so just grateful that this is really touching you and resonating with you. And our Success God's Way community of entrepreneurs who are building God-centered businesses that honor God and serve his people and pursuing Success God's Way is growing. And it's so exciting to see that people want to know how to build a business with God at the center. And I am just so incredibly blessed that I get to share that with you. So today we are continuing in Experiencing Success God's Way. And good morning, Shannon, by Dr. Charles Stanley. And we've been in this challenging chapter on money and success. And so the last couple of days we've been talking about what Jesus taught about money. And this is lesson number 4. There are 5 things he taught about money, and so this is number 4. So this one is, we are to be faithful stewards of all that we have, regardless of how much we have. And you know, this to me is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, particularly in the last 3 years, because I was rocking and rolling in my businesses and not being a great steward, not because I wasn't, you know, paying my bills or that sort of thing, but I really wasn't giving. I really wasn't honoring God in the fact that he had given me that, because all of those good things, the money, etc., as we learned earlier this week, is from him. So this is what Jesus says in Luke 16, verses 10 through 12. Jesus said, "He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. And he who is unjust in what is least is also unjust in much. Therefore, if you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust, the true riches? And if you have not been faithful in what is another man's, who will give you what is your own?" Gosh, guys, this is such a good one, because to whom much is given, much is expected, right? We know that. But this is saying, like, if we can't be faithful with a little bit, how can God trust us to give us the bigger, right? And so many of us want to be successful beyond the money, but money, it's an important part of life. But how can God trust us with the bigger money that comes from the bigger promotion, that comes from the bigger business, if he knows that we can't manage and be good stewards of this much? And that's exactly what was happening in our life. When people hear a sermon about tithing or giving, too often they respond, well, I'll tithe when I have more money. But the fact is that they don't, and we don't. The person who is faithful in tithing $1, $2, $5, $100 will be faithful in tithing when they earn more. But here's the key. Material wealth is not limited to money, stocks, or bonds. Your house, your apartment, that's all part of material wealth. Your car, all part of material wealth. The things that you own are aspects of your material wealth. So when you take care of the good things that the Lord has already given you, he can entrust you with his greater riches, which includes inner riches such as spiritual leadership. So, you know, there are a lot of definitions for tithe, and, you know, tithe does mean tenth. But it's also legalistic to think that, you know, all of the ways that you give don't contribute to what your tithing is. So maybe you give every month faithfully to your church, or maybe you give big amounts throughout the year, or maybe you really give as you're called to give. But the point is, give. The point is give back to God in honor of God for what God has given you. And so Jesus is telling us that we have to be faithful stewards of what we have, regardless of how much we have, regardless if it's the beginning of our business and we have $2 or we're making $20,000 a month. We have to be good stewards of that. And it's only through that faithful stewardship that that he is going to be able to trust us with more. And until we learn those lessons, he will put the stop on your progress, because he needs to know that you're walking in faith with him and that you're being a good steward of all that he's giving you, the success he's giving you, the resources, the money, etc. So I hope you find that helpful today. Tomorrow we're going to cover the fifth thing that Jesus taught about money. It's a little bit more on stewardship. But in the meantime, please get in here, like the post, share it, tag your friends, get on over to Success God's Way. Make sure you join that community. And I do want to give a super quick shout out. As I mentioned, my Healthy Living group starts on Monday, and I have 2 spots left if anybody wants that. And then certainly I am absolutely here to help you hustle with heart and help you align results with God's truth. Let's have a conversation and see if that coaching is right for you. And thank you for tuning in and letting me be the messenger to pour God's insight into you today as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Thursday. See ya.